When you think of the civil rights movement, who do you think of that was at the front and center? That would be Dr. Martin Luther King. Along with other leaders, Dr. King was able to get the people of this country to see African Americans as people instead of belittling them. Dr. King promoted nonviolent protests across the southern region of the United States of America, which was heavily segregated because of Jim Crow. Dr. King was a key figure in U.S. history and a major figure in the civil rights movement. One of the events that kicked off the civil rights movement was the Montgomery bus boycott. Rosa Parks, a 46-year-old woman, refused to give up her seat to a white man. Back then, whenever the whites only section was filled, black passengers in the colored sections were made to go further back into the bus. But Rosa Parks didn't get up. So she eventually got arrested. Dr. King became a key figure in this event. Because of this event, the Supreme Court ruled segregation on public transport unconstitutional. The boycott had lasted 381 days, in which African Americans did anything besides ride the bus, which severely dried up the money. Another event that took place was the March on Washington. This is the event which Dr. Martin Luther King gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. The event aimed to draw attention to continuing challenges and inequalities faced by African Americans a century after emancipation. After the March on Washington, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed, which made segregation unconstitutional and dismantled Jim Crow. Dr. King was a trailblazer for civil rights who encouraged nonviolent protests. But sadly, he was eventually assassinated on April 4th, 1968. Dr. King was a magnificent figure. Without Dr. King, I don't believe we'd be where we would be today. We had figures like Malcolm X and them, but they basically, it was hammer robbing code with Malcolm X, an eye for eye, two for two. Dr. King was nonviolent, which I believe helped tremendously.